Masculine, empowered, enlightened, and desirable men are looking for certain things in order to settle with a woman long term. I polled 2,000 men, and I'm about to discuss my findings with you. So our study showed that there are 5 things masculine men need from a woman to commit forever. The first one is admiration. Now this is a step up from appreciation. Admiration is when you look at him with these doughy eyes like, this guy can do no wrong. He's so great and fantastic. Why is this so important? The evolved man realizes that for a marriage, for a 20, 30, 40-year relationship to last, he's going to do a lot of boneheaded things. There's going to be fights and tiffs and arguments. But if you admire who he is as a human, like you look at him like this is a great man, when he does these boneheaded things, you guys are going to be able to get past them. Just like when he admires who you are, you can get past the small stuff and continue on in the marriage in a happy, successful way. All right, number 2 is direction. This is so valuable. You need to voice what you want, what you desire, what you need in the relationship. He's not a mind reader. Even if today the relationship is great, you admire him, you're having fun. Eventually, if your needs are not met, no matter how much you admire him, the relationship is going to start to digress because he's not providing the things that you want. And the only way you're going to get them is if you voice them and give him direction. Number 3 is sex. Yes, obviously men love sex. If you're in partnership, you've probably found some sort of cadence of sex. And, I've looked at the data in regards to sex, and I'm sure maybe you are familiar with the stats, but frankly, we don't have it that much, and when we do, it's quite short. The average couple is having sex, like once a week, and it's lasting, 2 or 3 minutes. It's very short interactions. So with that being said, most of your time is spent talking, doing activities, spending time together, watching TV, cooking. So in the past, I've stayed away from talking about sex because it's so little of your time based on the data. But sex becomes the forefront of the conversation the moment sex is not happening. I can't tell you how many clients I have in their 60s who talk about their marriages that lasted 20, 30 years, and most of them, the last 10 years, they basically weren't having sex much, maybe once a year. So what we want to look at it for sex is the barometer for how the relationship is doing. So bottom line, even if your sex life is great, keep it interesting, keep finding new ways to have fun. All right, number 4 is meaningful time together. Even though we talk about how men are not emotional and not simple, the evolved man, the enlightened man that you're probably wanting to date actually needs to be stimulated. So when your time is together, he wants to feel emotional connection. He wants to be stimulated with intellectual conversation. He wants to try new activities with you. So just sitting there watching TV or having those bland conversations like what's your favorite color, that's not going to cut it with a man that's evolved. All right, number 5 is independence. Think back for thousands of years what humans did. The man went to go hunt. The woman stayed and gathered supplies, gathered food, and then took care of the children, took care of the home, and he was away hunting. So what this was separation for our couples. This was a good thing. And then when they came back, they were excited to see each other. Instead, now with modern logistics and a great food chain, what we have is a man that probably only leaves for an hour to go to the grocery store and then comes back. So with modern technology, we literally can spend all our time together. And this was not how we were meant to be. We need to have a man go have his life, go do things, a woman the same thing, you go do your things. And even if it's a week apart, this is wildly healthy. And this, when you come back, you have new things to talk about, new things to share. And you're like, oh, my love's back, and you get excited. So we really need to find time apart to come back together. Now, I think the next interesting thing to talk about is how men fall in love. So I made a video. I'm going to pop it right there. Go click that right now and go watch that so you can learn how men fall in love.